Hi there, I'm Christine Rose Elle. I'm a life coach and a mentor, and I'm here today with my good friend and colleague, Eden Bradley. She's a New York Times and USA Today best-selling erotica and erotic romance author. And today we're going to be talking about the course that is called Empower Your Sexual Self, in which Eden is our guide through a woman's journey through modern sex education. So I just want to say hi, Eden.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. We've run this course many times now, and from start to finish, or not to finish, but to where we are now, it's so different, and we've had so many wonderful experiences with our members. It's not at all like when we created this course together. I thought it was going to be, just like more of a sex education. I had no idea that it was going to turn into this wonderful, amazing thing that we've got. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the community and how this course has really helped people?
I think the course was actually an amazing experience even the first time. I feel like you and we've talked about how much we learned from it, just about the value of the course and about ourselves and about what our community of women needs. And I think that one of the biggest things we saw out of it was that community of women. The first time around, there were participants who met in that course and are friends to this day, which I think is such an amazing thing. And in every session that we've presented since then, some of those core group women are still there. They come in, they're just, they're so enthusiastic and loyal and supportive to everyone who's starting the course for the first time. We have women from the first session, from the second session, from the third session. Mm-hmm. And so that group of core support just grows and grows. And I think that's one of the most incredible things. And we also, as you said, we were really presenting it as a way to put the discussion of female sexual desire on the table, because we felt it was important that we give permission to women to talk about this stuff. And I think permission has been a really huge thing that's come out of this, and how crucial that is. And I think the other thing that we discovered the first time we presented the course was how learning to love yourself and accept yourself, whether it's your sexual desires or anything else about yourself as a woman, is so crucial to that kind of growth and experience. And I think it's been an amazing experience for you and I, as well as for the people who come and take the course.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to get to asking you a couple of questions about what we discovered in terms of women who have experienced sexual trauma and being they're taking the course. But first, I wanted to just mention, like, one of the biggest surprises about offering this course was we do a segment where you answer questions anonymously for the members if they so choose, because of the sensitivity of the content. We offer that to our members to be able to ask you anything they want privately and anonymously. And I was so I don't know if touched is the right word, but like when I started getting these questions to send to you, one of the things that was so powerful and clear was that everybody had this sense that whatever they desire or don't desire was weird. And I wanted to be able to tell them, oh my God, if only we could share these questions amongst each other, you would see that everybody feels this way. So what did you think about that?
That's so true. I also was really touched and blown away at just the level of trust people put in us. That was an amazing thing right there. I do agree that one of the biggest issues, because, and this is something I see a lot because I'm not only a sex educator, I'm a kink educator. Believe me, having done kink education all these years and been involved in it for 30 years of my life, whatever you're fantasizing about or want to do or think about, there are thousands and thousands of other people out there who have had the same thoughts and the same desires and the same urges. I want to normalize everything, and I kind of hate the word normal, but in this sense, I think it's useful. We need to normalize all desires. It's all normal. It's all perfectly fine. If it's a little weird, you know what? It's still normal and it's still okay.
You did such a beautiful job kind of matching people, normalizing those desires for people and matching self-care, like the way you described it in the course. Um, and people really picked up on it, that your own self-love and self-care was really a foundation to building a sexual life, that you really are engaged with and love. And whether you're partnered or alone, it really didn't matter. And there were some beautiful messages in there, especially when it came to some of our sexual trauma survivors that signed up for the course. I mean, that was amazing. Do you have any thoughts you want to share about that?
That was, I think for you and I, we realized in presenting the course for the first time that we were sort of getting into some very delicate areas. And so at that point, I felt it was really important for me to share about my own history of sexual trauma and assault, because it's something that's touched almost every single woman I know, unfortunately. But there is also a sense of sisterhood there, that we can be there for each other. And I think that one of the things about loving ourselves is allowing ourselves to face those feelings, to not have to put it aside. I think another huge element, and this is something, of course, given what's happening in the world right now, has really come to light, is for us to let go of self-blame. That's such a big part of self-care, is to understand that whatever happened to you, it was not okay and it was not your fault. And I think if people walk away with nothing other than that message, I can die happy. You know what I mean? I know that sounds extreme, but this is such a big deal, and we tend to minimize it and invalidate our own feelings. And I'd really love for us to create this safe space so that women can give themselves permission to feel how they feel about it, and to get angry if that's necessary at their abusers, and to get to that place where they can take it out and look at it. And I think the more modern school of psychology says that you don't have to relive the experience. It's often too painful. And, a lot of stuff has been coming out in the media about, how can you forget what happened to you? Well, it's a natural response to trauma to forget. The same thing happens to war veterans, to people who've, lost their homes in a hurricane. You forget the painful parts. That's your psyche protecting itself. But I think to give ourselves permission to feel the feelings and deal with that, and to really see how many other people have been through this and feel that sort of connection and feel that support, I think is such an important thing. And as I said earlier, because of what's been happening in the world and the media lately, I think that's something we're really going to touch pretty deeply on this time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a crucial time. But we also really want you to know that we're there to support you every step of the way. And also, I know, Christine, you and I have talked about the fact that we are not therapists, and we're pretty careful about where to draw that line. And sometimes we will advise that you seek out counseling, whether it's, with a psychologist or, your family pastor, whatever your path is. I think it's important to get the help and get the support. But of course, we'll provide every bit of that we can.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for mentioning that. And I noticed in our group, our private group, that some of the women that were really coming into the course very fragile were finding so much acceptance and love from the other members, where to the point where you could see them stepping out into the ice and sharing something that made them feel enlivened in perhaps even a place where it felt scary and dark before. And it was so amazing to see. And this really came out in our live chats that we do twice during the course.
I think speaking your truth itself is empowering.
Yeah.
And that's something we sort of knew going into this, which is why we named the course Empower Your Sexual Self. Yeah. But I think that empowerment is coming from so many levels, from speaking your truth, from owning your desires, from owning who you are as a woman, from that sisterhood and support and sense of community that you get within the group. I think all of that is empowering. I think it's important to let people know that they can participate in the group or not.
Oh,
okay. Like I want them to feel intimidated that they have to be part of the Facebook group. They're welcome to come and lurk if they have questions, they're welcome to email us anonymously. So whether there's someone who likes to jump in and participate or someone who doesn't, this course is still for them.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chit chat with me today about our upcoming course. Will you tell people where they can find you and learn more about our course?
Sure, you can find me kind of everywhere. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Just look for Eden Bradley. And of course, there's my website, edenbradley.com. And if you want more information about the course, or if you'd like to register, go to my website, click on the Education tab, and click on Empower Your Sexual Self.
Thanks, Eden. We'll see you in the course. I can't wait.
Me too.